Hey everybody, JB back with you once again, and welcome to Let's Play JBLP1. We're on what will hopefully be the final video of this Let's Play, starting off with color coordination. And wow, that's a little louder than I was expecting, but actually I don't mind that so much. I'll keep it the way it is. I've noticed that the audio in these things can feel a little quiet, so I'm going to try this level out. At any rate, this level was one of the new levels for the set, and wow, that was, I thought I had cleared the wait time on that, but I guess not. And this was the other level I'd entered into that color competition that I'd mentioned earlier during the 5 Shades of Grey gameplay segment. So the premise I was running with here with this was that I wanted to design a level where there were 3 sections, and they all had the same basic structure, with the wall pattern, the different elements, everything. But each element would be represented by something different in each area. So like this ice would be replaced with another tile down here, namely the force floors. The doors would be the different colors. The boots would be different. The water was toggle walls, etc. So this room you actually can't do completely right now. And there's a blob here in this version, I forgot about that. And this is a little mean, but what you have to figure out here is that once you go into this room, you really can't come out, and I accidentally hit the right arrow key. Oh wait, no, you can't get out. Okay, never mind. I thought there was a way to get trapped in here, but you can see here you can't get that green key there because it's behind a force floor, so that's what you have to figure out. So you're going to come back later with suction boots in hand, and I could have been killed there. So that brings us to this area. So this is a block cloner. And we have this section right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just take care of this bug here. So there's a few different ways you could do this, but the main takeaway here is that you need to get a fireball in this room to hold that button down, because you can't actually get the block in here. There are, whoops, my window went inactive. There are fire boots out here, but they're behind this contraption here with the bombs and then this cloner, and the clone button is behind a red lock thing. And you can actually only clone once, which is what that thing down there is all about. So what to do, you may be wondering? Well, that's where the fireball here comes into play. So if you can get the fireball to bounce off of this and go up there, that will go a long way toward making this all work. But you actually need a second fireball, which is further into the level. So I'm going to leave that dirt tile there. Well, I think you can get away with... Yeah, you can get away with removing that. The red button can be pressed only once. I probably should have rephrased that to say like the red button works only once, because you can press it more than once and everything's fine. This block you can't get until later when you have the fire boots. Alright, so now we got that in place. Let's go ahead and do this. And there you go. So now we can get the fire boots. Now you might be wondering, why in the world do I want to use this here instead of further up? Actually, wait a minute. Do I have to do that? No, I have the other block. That's right. So you get the fire boots first, and then you can get the other block with them. You could go here and get the suction boots right away, but that's just a waste of time this early, so... We'll go back here. You can also... wait a minute. Maybe you do have to use... Did I forget how to do this? Wait, no. The clone block is what does that. Yeah, that's right. The clone block is what takes care of the suction boots and everything. This block is what goes here. Okay, got it. I just had my blocks mixed up. Yeah, there is a little bit of open-endedness to this, but you kind of have to use the main crux of the level is that you have to figure out that you have to get a block all the way up here, which is not really all that hard to figure out, but putting that together might be a bit tricky. So we got that. We can now turn this around up here. We can also get this, which thankfully there's no thieves in the level, so that makes it a little simpler to parse. And actually, wait, I think we're supposed to keep that up top. Not that it really matters too much here, but let's put it back. Alright, so now we can do more in this area next. So in CCLP4, which this level got into, I took the blob out, mainly just because there was always the possibility that for optimizing this, the blob could do something with the toggle button, where you're supposed to lead the teeth. That's the intended solution. And I didn't really want that to be a possibility, so even though that meant like a lopsided tile distribution, I figured it would be fine. So yeah, the teeth now is toggling that, and it also leads to like awkward situations like this right here, where you have to wait for the blob to leave, which, I don't know, I'm just not a fan of that. I feel like random elements can be used well in the right context, and also you don't even need to open that up, which I think is kind of funny. Okay, so now we can walk with the skates on all this stuff. You never get any flippers in this level, but you actually need to figure out that that's where this block comes into play. You're supposed to push it all the way out there. So you'll see here that there is a tank on the exit, and ultimately the second blue key you get is used to gain access to the exit, whereas the first blue key is used over here to switch the tank around. So that's kind of neat. Alright, so that is color coordination. This is one of my favorite levels that I've made. I really love the puzzle. I think it's a really neat concept. It's kind of inspired some additional levels that I've made since then, like Every Bomb Has a Silver Lining from Walls of CCLB1 had a similar 3-challenge layout with just a bunch of letters as walls. And I used the same bomb layout but had different things in each room. So I thought like it was kind of inspired by this, where the layout was the same but I switched up what each room was about. And I want to say, did I make another one after that? I guess I See What You Did There from JBLP2 is another example, where you have 3 different rooms with the same ice corners and stuff. And one of them's a Sokoban, one of them's like a little navigation puzzle, and the last one's a key swapper. I'm trying to think if there's a level in Walls of CC1. Man, I have to get back to working on that. It's been a little while. Did I build one of these kinds of things for there? I want to say I did, but I meant to look it up. Anyway, that was fun. And now we've made it to Thanks To. Yeah, so I made a Thanks To level for this set, although it says Thanks here. It originally said Thanks To with the number 2, so I could fit it all in with borders and stuff, but I think Thanks works fine. You get this little thin wall maze, which I was really proud of this when I made it. This was years before Frozen Labyrinth, by the way, so this little maze idea predates Frozen Labyrinth, although it's not really quite like Frozen Labyrinth since you have to step on the ice a lot more, I guess, so. But I was really proud of this when I made it. I made this way back in the John L1 era. This was not during JL1. In fact, I kept this level from that set until I reached level 100, and then I made Skydiver's Maze. So we get this little area here. We see John L. It's the first name. At least I think that's what the first name is. And I think the next one is Tyler. I think I'm thanked Tyler because he had one of the level sets that I enjoyed the most at this point, or maybe he helped test the levels for CCLP1 submissions, and I like the fact there's a random force floor in the S there. And then we get to James Anderson. I think he helped some as well with like playing some of the levels when I was first in the community, which was really nice. And I also really like this room because you can't really get out of here until you get the chips down here. Not that that's hard, but I think it's a neat concept. Thanks also to John K. Ellion for chip edit, Michael Hansen for CC Tools, and to you for playing. I thanked the editor creators too, so I really like this one. This is a nice little credits level. I'm kind of wondering what we're going to do for Walls of CC1 with Thanks to there. I'm imagining that we're going to make it into a credits level, but I don't know what the actual difficulty is going to be or the challenges are going to be. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Okay, pattern. This level, I'm kind of curious to see how this replays. From left, number 1, start right clockwise. Number 2, start right, left to right going down. Oh yeah, I know what that is. And then 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, use ones. Okay. So this is meant to be kind of a pattern recognition level. And what you're supposed to figure out is that all these blocks have fire under them except one, which has chips under it. And the pattern is what the hint says. So for this first room, you start with this right one, and going left to right, each block follows a clockwise sequence. So this level was one of the first levels I made for John L1 way back in the day, like 2003 maybe? It was a long time ago when I made this, like back when I was just entering high school. And I was really proud of this level. I forget what exactly inspired it. I feel like it was a Daniel Baumeister level. I could be wrong. Maybe it was a missing block from Daniel B1, even though that level is just about getting like a few blocks in to the first area. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, this one, I was really proud of this whole pattern idea. Oh wait, I know what it is. It was Chris E1, I think was the name of the set. I forget what Chris's last name was. Was it Chris E? I forget. But he had a few levels in this set, and his whole premise was he didn't want to make any levels unless he had like really good ideas, like really unique ideas. So the second room, you're supposed to start right and then go from like regular reading order. So the next one will be down, and then top, then left, then right, then down, and so on. So that has to be that, just based on the fact that this is here. Kind of a nice little hint there. So yeah, this one is... I think the biggest issue I have with it now is that it's a very tedious level, whereas like this could have been more interesting if it was just about uncovering the chips and getting those. Like, I think that would have been fine. You didn't need all this fire and stuff. Not to mention that you can kind of cheese a little bit of that in links. Not all of it, obviously, but if you're... Well, I guess no, because once you uncover the block, you've uncovered the block. Whereas before, with the wall in place here, you can't really block slap your way to victory. That was the other thing. I think when I first made this, those walls were blocks originally. Or maybe they didn't have anything at all. So it was very easy to cheese this level in links. And then you have this area here. So I'm trying to remember what you do here. Do you just go across that? I think you do. And you can just let that go. Like, you don't have to worry about that. Alright, so now we're going to switch this here. I'm going to just do this just to be safe. Hit it an odd number of times. And then now we have these tanks switching. And then we can get a green key. Alright, so now comes the fun part where I think we have to backtrack at this point. We can't actually get down there yet with the tanks in the way. But what we can do is go back to the start. This is another thing, is if I made this now, I know I would probably make the backtracking a little less, or at the very least, provide an easy way back. Oh, there's a thing there. Okay, never mind. We gotta get the red key, apparently. Oh, I know where that is. I know where that is. This is one of those hidden information things. So that last thing that said 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go. Sorry, I had to reference that song with that hint, but it was like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So you can't get to any of the blocks except the last one, which is the 1, the last one. There. But it has the red key. So as long as you're counting all of these, you can safely deduce that. I think it's a little mean. I don't know if I would do that now, but I like the concept of having to like partially do it now and then come back and do more later. That's one thing I feel like I've kind of done more in recent years, is I've taken the idea of you have to think a little bit outside the context of all or nothing with stuff. Whoa. Okay, wow, that was close. I don't know why I was doing that. I think that's a block cloner. You don't actually need to release these tanks, which I think is interesting. But it kind of makes it easier if you do. At least to a certain degree. I guess I could just go up here. Okay, so now we have the flipperoos here. Get all these chips. This part's a little repetitive, but it kind of reminded me of CC1 with all of its little wedge kind of things, and I don't know, I thought it would be kind of cool. I almost slid right into the fire there. There we go. Alright, so now we have that. Let me see, does that change anything? I think it might. Getting the flippers, that is. Because we can go... Oh, we can go through there. My bad. I keep going the wrong way. I have the right ideas, but you have to approach them from a certain spot. So, some of you may have noticed that there wasn't a video yesterday, and I apologize for that. So I discovered something really disheartening, and I was so mad that this happened. Basically, I discovered that my microphone was not actually being recorded in any of the Phoenix Wright videos I recorded after Case 2 Part 5. And if you've been keeping up with that, then you probably know what video that is. Also, is this the... No, wait a minute. We still have more chips to get, the ones down here. Is that trap button that same one? I have to assume it is. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that one was the last one. I'm just going to check up here. Oh, that only stopped because we switched the toggles. Okay. There we go. I guess you don't really need that trap button then, unless there was something else there that I forgot I put in there. But anyway, oh, I put Japanese Game Show as 147. I forgot I did that. Okay, I forgot there was all this button pressing, too. Anyway, yeah, after Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, Case 2, Part 5, I recorded 2 more videos in that whole series, including the finale to that case, and then the first part of the next case. And neither of them had sound, like, from my voice or anything, just the game. And I was so mad when I found that out. And like, because each of those videos is like an hour long. And I love recording them, but because I have to do all the voices and all that, well, I don't have to. But I usually make myself do that, just because I like providing the silly voices. But because there is so much effort involved with those, I really want to, hang on, I gotta concentrate on this part. This part is kind of evil. There we go. So yeah, the videos didn't record, so I'm gonna have to re-record them, which I have not yet done. So yeah, this level is called Japanese Game Show, because I figured it would be an interesting kind of medley for a bunch of different dodging challenges, mainly dodging challenges from Cheese T1 or Gavin Duncan's set. So like that one up there was Stay Off the Red, and this one is, oh, which one is this? I forget. I know he had a level that was very much based on this idea of like a blob potentially cloning your doom here. Okay, I want you to go up. There we go. And then this one I think was called Detention Center. This area over here with the fireball air thing here. I feel like this could have been shorter, but it's fine. And then this is just a pretty plain ball dodging thing that doesn't really reference anything in particular. But yeah, I've called it Japanese game show because I figured it would be kind of funny to reference just how physical a lot of Japanese game shows are, where you have to fit into a hole or, you know, slip and slide all over like a, you know, slippery slide thingy. So I thought that'd be kind of cool. And then this section here references ball bashing, I think the name of that level was. And really, it's not that hard. You just have to be really patient if you want to play it safe. And if you wanted to, you can even use the blocks from the other room. Like, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. And we get our boots stolen from us. We also have a walker here, which is interesting because in Link's, that actually is kind of a thing. And my window keeps going inactive. That is so annoying. I was really hoping with Windows 11 that would be fixed, but evidently not. And we have another blob controlling cloners here. And I completely missed the cue to bring in the teeth. Hang on. There we go. Alright, so this section, you have to use the teeth to deflect the fireballs into the bombs. And I think this is a fun idea. Like, you have to get some down there to the very bottom. Which I think is kind of cool. I like that a lot. Of course, the most strict one is up here, the top one. You have to specifically use the top fireball cloner, which might be a little much. Okay, that one's already done, so I think we're good on that front. Are we done with the... I'm going to assume yes, just based on that layout. So I think we're done with the teeth. I don't think we need the teeth anymore. So now we get the red key. And we can also go in here. At least in MS, the fireballs won't like collide with each other. I don't think they would in Link's either. Like, if anything, they would probably be slower if the blob is colliding on walls or anything. So this section, you just gotta push this down. And then grab this, and the good news is we can just slide right back over here and get this chip and be on our way. And we don't really have to dodge anything there, which is really nice. You know, I probably should have saved some of the chip collecting in here for later just to be safe. I keep hesitating here, but thankfully there is time. And that was very close. Woo! First try. That was really fun to play again. Like, when I first made this level, I think I kind of looked down on it for the longest time because I thought it was just a bunch of ripped-off dodging challenges, and there was also randomness, which generally I'm not really a big fan of randomness. But playing it now, I feel like I can understand why there are people who enjoy this. Even though for me it was kind of a joke level at first. It's one of those things that I find funny. Like, there's some levels you make that you put a lot of time and energy into, and they just don't hit with some people. But then there's some things where you throw a bunch of stuff together, and if you happen to just hit all the right notes, sometimes people will just really enjoy it a lot. And I think this was one of those cases. So I'm glad that this made it into CCLP4, looking back on it. Okay, Crosshairs. So this level at 148, this has an interesting history. So this level was originally based on an escape level in terms of its design, where you have basically crosshairs. It was originally in JL1, and it was a lot harder. And I kind of made a middle-of-the-ground version for CCLP 5 submissions. But what you're supposed to do in this level is you're supposed to swap the positions of the fireballs and gliders such that they all are in the rooms that they don't start in, which is actually not that hard now that I'm playing this again. The original level had bugs and paramecia, and I remember when I made this version, which was more or less specifically designed for CCLP1, a lot of people were complaining that this was very neutered, and I can see what they mean. Like, this is not all that interesting compared to the original one, where you had bugs and paramecia that really mucked things up quite a bit. And I really need to get that fireball out. Also, the gliders need to come in here already. Okay, so I need to get the fireballs here without, like, getting the gliders in there. How am I going to do that? Oh, and by the way, these have gravel under them. Okay, let me try some stuff here. Okay. There we go. That should be fine. I don't think there will be any issue here. I'm just going to make sure that all the monsters are pointing to the toggle doors, which I believe they are. Oh, these ones are not. Okay, hang on a sec. We need to fix that. Okay, you guys just need to go around the right way. There we go, that's what I need. And then these are fine. Okay, so at this point, now that the monsters have properly been guided to all their spots, you just need to flip the toggles and let them blow up the bombs so you can escape each of these rooms. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And then from there, you can just get the rest of the chips. So yeah, the original version of this level not only had bugs and paramecia, but it also had the flippers hidden under one of the blocks. Like, you were supposed to think that you had to bridge out here to get extra stuff when you really didn't. I thought after a while that was kind of a little mean to do that to the players, so I changed it. But yeah, the new version has the bugs and paramecia, but I think there's only 2 of each monster instead of like 4, which the original had, so it's a little easier to manage. But overall, I like this concept. The Crosshairs level from Escape was more of like a sliding puzzle, I think, instead of a, you know, what Chip's Challenge does with monsters. I just used the shape of the level, much like Blue Moon and stuff. So yeah, I think the version for CCLP5, I'm really hoping it does well. I'm doubting it will, just because I get the impression a lot of people are probably sick of these kinds of levels, but I don't know. I'm hoping. Okay, Quantum Entanglement. So this level has a rather interesting distinction of not being a level that I made for this set. It was actually made by Eddie Lim, or Look at This, on CC Zone. And he basically made a medley level of a bunch of things from this set, which I thought was really cool that he did that. We've got Chip's Gate here, we've got the Layered Labyrinth, we've got the Mother Lode level. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I think that's Ice is Nice. This is Start at the End. This level was created by Look at This on CC Zone. Yes. So I'm going to have to remember how to get around here. Thankfully, we have a very generous time limit, which is really nice. I'm going to go... Let me take a look-see at what's over here. I want to say they actually made this such that the pieces were directly taken from where those things were in the original source materials. Like, this room was in this set of squares in Start at the End. Which I think that's really neat. So I think what you're supposed to figure out here is you need to get that switch so you can blow this up. Except we just completely ruined that. So let's go back and unruin it. Let's actually push this down. There we go. I really like how the layered labyrinth section was used. That's pretty ingenious that it's more or less used for passage to these different spots, and you even use the green door there, even though there's no green key at the start. That's really clever. I'm really glad that Look at This did that. We got Whirlpool here. And although it has a tank in it, which is kind of interesting, as well as this blue door. So it's not like a one-to-one conversion, but it's impressive enough that, honestly, I don't really care about that. I think that it's really cool that Look at This did this. This is Pangea. And it looks like we do need to use the blue key there. We can see Japanese game show right here. And I think this is Safari, if I'm not mistaken. Go and grab that real quick. So we've done all we can here. I'm going to go through the teleport. And we get a little deliverance action here. I don't remember in this context what that button does. Oh, this is Woof, this area. I like the fact that this dog thing here was used. That's pretty cute. Alright, so now we can go through the fire. I hope that trap button didn't release something we needed to retain in any way. And this is Sisyphus here. I think we may need to use the block to hold that down, or at least a block to hold it down. Okay, let me get that up here. Although we can't actually do anything with it, can we? Unless there's something under it. I mean, I guess we can check that. Or maybe the real challenge is, instead of pushing it up, push it over here. We have to get rid of our fire boots, though, but hopefully that's fine. Do I want to? Yeah, I can get away with that. Okay, something's being held down. It's certainly not this trap button. This looks like chip off the block, I believe, and then we get these. Okay, so that's good news. So let's figure out what to do here. Yeah, we don't want to go there. We want to do probably this. This is so cool. I love how this section's used. Where you have to do a little bit of this. I think there... Is this Skydiver's Maze as well? It might be. We can go here to grab that. And I think we use this on the bomb over here. Before I go down that, I just want to make sure we got everything over here, too. This is Worlds Collide. We have the green key now, so... I want to see about getting inside the thing over here. Oh, that's what it is. It's this tank button thing. I guess you could get that toward the end since the exit's there. So, actually, we can just boost backward on that thing. A little tight, but not that bad. Okay, we need to... I'm wondering if you actually... Is there a reason why you need to go on that force slide to come back through here? Or can you do what I just did and avoid all that? I'm wondering if you can technically avoid using the block that way. Not that that's necessarily faster to go that route, but I would just be curious. So at some point we're just going to need to get rid of the fire boots here. Okay. So this section... Oh! Sorry, not get rid of the fire boots. Get rid of the flippers and get the fire boots. So we're going to need to use them there. Okay. I forgot all about this level. This is... I still think this is a really impressive medley level. I really like this a lot. Okay, now we can go down here. This is probably, I think, not catch me if you can, hive mentality. I keep forgetting I renamed that. Okay, and then you can go in there, I guess. So we don't really need any boots anymore, as far as I know. So I guess the area there at start at the end was kind of a red herring. With the, was it... Whoa. Hang on a sec. Let's get out of this. There we go. The, it's not flippers. Suction boots. No, the chip. You can't get that chip. We have the suction boots. We just can't get that chip. That chip is a fake chip. Just like Comic Sans is a fake font. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you get 5 points. Alright. So... how do I get back? There's got to be a way to get back up there, right? How do you get up there? I hope I didn't waste a boot or anything. Like, that would be a shame. This is a dead end. Guys, I'm a little scared of what we may or may not have done correctly here. I just need to get in there. Like, how do you get in there? Like, I can't get through this area. It's really weird. Oh, no. No. Don't tell me I completely messed up. No! I didn't even know that was physically possible. Ah. Okay. You know what? I'm going to watch the solution because I want to see my optimized solution to this. I know this is cheating, but I think this will give me an opportunity to just talk about stuff as we're wrapping things up here. So, first of all, I wanted to say thank you to everybody for watching this Let's Play. This has been a really interesting project to do. Just because it's brought back a lot of memories for me. Memories of levels that I've forgotten about. You know, memories of levels that have been very instrumental in helping... Wow. Did I really waste all that? Oh no! I wasted the time probably because of the cycle of the ball, maybe. That's probably the reason. So it seems like we had the right idea here. I'm guessing that we just missed something really silly at the very end of the level. But yeah, it was nice to kind of draw a through line between some of the stuff that came up in this set with where I was trying to aim as a designer and then how a lot of those things have evolved since then. And there's also a lot you could say about where the community has gone too, where, you know, there's some ideas that have blossomed more into more commonly used level design tropes and just stuff that has really made the Chips Challenge community more solidified in terms of, you know, what it enjoys in terms of design and all that. So I'm really grateful for that. It's also given me some interesting ideas for walls of CC1 as well. Like, I still have yet to make the... Oh, you get the skates! I'm dumb. Of course, that makes so much sense. Still wondering why I waited on that. It was probably because of the tank. Because you have to go through that fireball gauntlet thing, and then you have to hit the tank on the way back. I bet it's because of that. That's why I did the little waiting around thing there. I'd have to go into Super CC and look. But everybody, that is the end of JBLP1. I'm going to see what my score is. It's probably... Oh, it's right at... Wow, okay. 5... It's almost as much as my CC1 score. So I'm curious to see how much more than CC1 you could get on this set. Because I don't know if the Melinda time on Pie Guy's site is over 6 million. I want to say it's not, because Eddie Wim had submitted scores for all but one level in this set. I think it was color coordination. So the Melinda time has not gone to its max, or like close to it, with all the levels solved. I might just submit all my times, just so there's an actual Melinda score for this set, with every level solved. But yeah, in the future, here's what I would like to do. I would like at some point to do kind of a retrospective on Walls of CC LP1, because I would like to see what I think of those levels, you know, a few years after they've been made. But I want CCLP5 voting to happen first before that point, just because I want to see how they do, and that will probably give me even more perspective. And probably feedback from people who vote who don't normally play custom level sets. And that will give me even more to talk about with where some of the ideas may have evolved, you know, in Walls of CC1 or in JBLP2, etc. So, overall, this set, it's not my favorite, but it's one set that I can safely say I'm pretty happy with how it turned out for when it was made, and for the purpose for which it was made. And I'm glad I got to replay it, and I'm glad you guys got to see it. So, hope you all enjoyed this Let's Play. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun to record. I know I've been kind of battling a lot of personal stuff during this Let's Play too. So I really appreciate you putting up with me and just continuing to support this. And yeah, I will see you all in the next Let's Play, whenever that will be. I'm going to continue the Phoenix Wright Let's Play until it's done, and then I'll probably be taking a break after that. So, until next time, everybody, I will see you later. Take care, everyone.